Hola, chicas. I'm just giving you a couple tips before you start talking in your group. Remember, this is also similar to when you're doing your flip grid. You want to try to use the imperfecto and a little bit of pretérito too when you're retelling the story of una experiencia inolvidable. And you can definitely use the text to help you to retell, but obviously don't copy all the lines. You just want to pull out like the main points, and you're supposed to be doing for like a minute and a half or so when you do your flip grid. So this practice at the beginning of class is just to kind of get you warmed up for that. And if you didn't do your flip grid yet, you can still do that before next class. So remember, when you start, you're giving kind of a narration or background. You're going to say something like había in like, you start with like, en la historia una experiencia inolvidable, había dos chicos en una clase de arte. Y un chico estaba enamorado, and obviously give the names of the characters, estaba enamorado de la chica Emilia. And then obviously you're just going to progress the story a little bit, but there are parts when you might put a little preterite in there. You could say something like, el chico se enamoró de la chica. So when you use se enamoró versus estaba enamorado, that's obvious. This is obviously, that's preterite. So when you say he fell in love, falling in love is more of a thing that happens kind of quickly versus estaba enamorado. That's kind of a narration saying like he was in love like over time. We're going to learn the differences between pretérito and imperfecto in the next unit. But for now, I just want you to try to play around with it a little bit when you're telling the story. And then, so even when the teacher, so you say like, un día la profesora les presentó. So les presentó, when you're saying that she presented to them un retrato en clase. So she presented this picture. So that's preterite. And then what happens after that? Emilia respondió. And then you can obviously, so she responded. That's quickly. Again, it's not really the narration. It's saying like she responded. And then whatever she said, you can obviously put in a little bit of present here too. Like we said, whatever she said, you could put in quotes. And when you're saying it, you won't know that the quotes are there, but you can say me interesa or whatever she said. So try to use the story and the vocabulary as much as you can to narrate what happened, and just practice a little bit right now. And then you did that a little bit for homework when you had to put the story mapping down with the 6 events that happened. But you want to expand a little bit because you want to do about a minute and a half for flip grid. Don't worry about it being perfect. I'm not grading strictly on grammar at this point because I'm not there to check it with you. Just try your best to retell the story. Think of it as a completion grade. Use the vocab, use the pretérito imperfecto, and try to stick with the time frame that I gave you. And then then that will be your grade. Muchas gracias. I'm going to publish a couple a couple booklets for you right now so that you can practice for your vocabulary quiz, which will also be next class. And you can use some Quizlet activities, your booklets, and then just help each other study a little bit today in class. And I'll see you very soon. If you're green or orange, your quiz will be Wednesday. Purple, as long as I'm back tomorrow, your quiz is supposed to be tomorrow. So do your best to prepare for that. Gracias, chicas. Hasta pronto.